Let's hope the mic continues to work.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to tonight's losers bracket semifinal match. It's our best of three for Sparkles versus traiLZ. Both of them have taken an amazing road to get here, and we are hoping for a very good match. Joining me on commentary is Mirai, and the ever so amazing Animus is going to be joining us via tracker. So take it away for a moment, Mirai.
Well, hello everyone. I'm excited for this race. I think everyone's excited for these races here at the end of the tournament. We're closing in on the final several matches that we've got. This is the first race of a best of three between these two runners. This is the lower bracket, so both of them do have a loss, but again, this is a best of three, so that doesn't really matter. It's kind of reset at this point. So game one, we'll see who takes it, and at that point, there's a bit of a cushion for whoever doesn't win tonight. And future races pending in terms of schedules, but we'll see what is in store for us tonight and moving forward in the next week.
Okay, well, I have started the runner countdown timer. I know the timer's broken real quick. I'll fix that.
2.5 hours almost to finish this one.
Yeah, you know how I am known to roll very evil seeds, so.
That's, yeah, I don't know. With this flag set, it's probably pretty tough to get a 2.5 hour seed. Not impossible. I guess it depends on the runner's skill level, but I don't think either one of these runners are going to take 2.5 hours to finish the seed at this point.
It might take me 2.5 hours to beat the first dungeon. It's because of me, so I'm still new to the and new to Z2R practicing, but yeah.
Yeah, we'll be off here shortly as they. Oh, here we go. Gonna see what biome we've got out here waiting for us. It looks like I'm gonna say vanilla-like right off the bat.
So vanilla shuffle wouldn't be bad.
No, not vanilla shuffle. This is gonna be different. This is just gonna be a biome that sort of mimics the original look of the vanilla biome.
Well, we have fire in our first town. Sorry, I'm trying to get my commentator page to cooperate. It's not showing the video yet.
Yeah, we're also seeing P2. I didn't see the first palace that we had there, and I'm pretty sure we saw 2 towns, but both of them checked different towns. I'm started off a little. We just finished dinner very quickly, so my body is ready to just rest and not do commentary, but we needed some commentary, so here I am.
And see, I'm still trying to munch between making comments.
Oh, we got Fairy for free and Raru here, so this is going to be a quick and easy pickup. traiLZ is probably going to be prioritizing some magic levels after seeing that. He hasn't picked up a level yet, but he'll probably be pushing for magic to try to get that fairy cast down if it's too high.
Nice 500 P bag over on Sparkle's side.
Yeah, that's nice to see. I mean, sometimes you'd rather see an item, but early on... Oh, never mind. That was... he dropped into Fairy Cave. That was just a standard drop. Okay, yeah, 500 points. I'll take that. Let me see how much Fairy is here. 48. Definitely castable at Magic 1, so I don't know how much he'll be pumping into Magic levels right at the moment. Not really expected to bring Magic down, the cost of Fairy down too low early on, and it would have to be brought down to 32 in order to be getting 2 casts out of it at the moment. I don't think that's going to be a thing.
No, I think he'll probably focus on attack and life for a little bit. See how hard things are hitting.
Yeah, Sparkle's in to pick up Fairy right after that as well, and traiLZ in to grab Downstab and maybe the hint for where the medicine is at. I forgot what was in Mito here. Was this our Fire Town?
No, Mito, it was a different town. I'm trying to remember the town. Okay. Sorry. So many mod things to try and get going.
Another 200-point P-bag there for Sparkles. So he's got 213 at the moment. traiLZ still sitting at 111, but that doesn't really mean much. Levels are pretty cheap early on. Apparently we have Medicine in the East. Wow, Medicine in the East. 2 things just happened there. Medicine in the East, and it's Medicine Thunder here in Mito. And we saw Rebanak rides with the flute, I believe that was. We'll have to see if that is important
Okay,
or
so
not.
flew over in P3.
Both of our runners just kind of checking around the areas that each other just did. I'm sure traiLZ will see that 500-point P-bag soon enough, although he is, nope, can't get down south here. We might need to be going into some palaces. I don't know if we saw any connection points yet, any Maze Island bridges, any raft tiles, any of our connector caves. I guess not. Yeah, we got P2 and then P3/6. So one of these, if it's P3, then that's the flute, and that means that P2 might be the boots or something else that'll help us get off of our continent here. Boots are looking likely, unless, I'm sorry, there's actually, we could probably just take one of those pass-through caves going south. I think Fairy Cave and Jump Cave are both options that will take us south across the water. So that's always a thing.
Wow, so traiLZ did pick up Magic 2 here quickly, followed by Life 3.
Don't know if we saw Red Dyro yet and how much they give, but we're about to on Sparkles' side. Just 50.
Ooh, that's not going to be worth ramming up. Okay, here's our dip by traiLZ.
It's P3/6. We don't know which one it is. We're looking for windows. We're looking for a boss, something that'll tell us what palace we're in. Otherwise, the two palaces are identical other than their windows and, of course, their final boss.
That is a very interesting green, I will say that.
Yeah, it's got a weird highlight to it, and so it's really making it kind of give it like a blurry sort of 3D-esque effect.
Come on, give us a Windows already. We're curious which one of this is.
Sparkles into Mito, grabbing his down stab and his medicine hint for the Thunder spell. There you go. There's our windows. This is a test for Cemetery, if he remembers the windows.
Let's see. That is P3.
Well, I mean, it was a good attempt, but
it's a 50-50 chance. P6.
You're correct. It's 3.
Oh, you asshole!
Mm-hmm.
I thought I was right with the bars across, because I thought P6 is just straight up and down.
Okay, so we've got 2 doors back to back here on traiLZ side. Got to take a death to spend to get his magic back to be able to spend another cast of fairy here. This is the problem with a sort of a high cost fairy. He didn't have the hint. Did he get the hint? I don't know if he got the hint for P3 flute. I know we saw it on Sparkles' side. So he's going to go in here and have to take another death. This is the item room in 3. And unless he just picked up a key and I didn't notice it. But this will be the item room. So he's going to be getting his flute here, having to take a death off of this rope. And that might be an up and A from him as well to just get out of here so he can kind of reset his lives and his magic at this point.
Wow, Twitch is not wanting to cooperate with me today.
Oh, a P bag drops just outside of his range. He can't do anything with that. He can't grab it. That could have been big money. Could have been just 50. Hard to know at this point, but he is going to have to leave it behind. Sparkle's opting to do P2 first, it looks like here.
So for our chat, if they're curious, the way the runners got here, Sparkles won a very close race against Para, where we experienced the King Bot issue glitch, where you can actually despawn an elevator if you accidentally attack a King Bot in certain rooms. Mariah is probably way more knowledgeable on that than I am.
There is now a video posted in the bug reporting channel in the Z2R Discord as currently explaining what that is and what the fix is. It's fixed on the developer side of things other than just don't kill the bot.
Yes, and then traiLZ is here because... how did traiLZ get here, Mariah?
Well, everyone ends up in the lower bracket because they would have taken a loss in the upper bracket. So that's.
But I mean,
That's-
who did he have a loss in the upper brackets to?
It was, it was a tough race between someone who probably should have lost it, but I think both of the runners at that point bumbled through the seed, and the person who just, didn't get caught up as much and maybe got a little bit luckier took the win there. Sort of a newer runner. I don't really remember his name.
I don't know, but I do know that there was a time difference, I think, of about 34 seconds in that race, too.
Yeah, it was a close race. It was definitely a close race. There were a lot of mistakes made on both sides. It was a race between traiLZ and myself, but I just...
P2 had her glove.
Yeah, P2 with the glove there.
So that's a nice early dip for the glove. It's a nice find to have. Now you can't be glove blocked out of.
Yeah, speaking of glove blocks, there's one to the left here in this room, but it is going to require to get through the... Can't ferry through the door there and break down the glove block to the left. So if we don't have a key, we can't go left. Speaking of keys, there's a key in the drop pool on traiLZ's side, so we do have keys in the drop pool. And forget keys in the drop pool when we just pick up the magic key here in this cave, in Heart Container Cave. So,
ooh, that is a nice... That's going to save your magic a fair amount.
Yeah, that completely removes the need for that fairy spell. And traiLZ probably feels that, he should have... he did the early dig into 3, and unfortunately just so many doors in 3, he had to take those 3 deaths, or 2 deaths, to get through the 3 doors that were in there. And now he's got that magic key. He's not going to have to do that ever again.
He will be able to go through where Sparkles could not in P2. Because as you were explaining, we did need the key because on the other side is a glove.
Yeah, well, it doesn't look like we need to get there, though, because here's Helmet Head. We've already seen the glove. So the item and the boss are accessible outside of that glove block. We also saw a cave to the east just a moment ago, I believe is what that was. Saw a water tile, and traiLZ comes back in to check what Saria was. Missed the spell as I was watching the fight with Sparkles.
Saria has jumped.
Oh, perfect. We also see a 3-eyed rock. Okay, well, we've got 3-eyed rock, and traiLZ has the flute. Again, I don't know if we got the hint, but Sparkles at least got the hint, so he'll probably be digging that out. The item itself is not really hidden in P3. It's right on the way as you enter in, so probably not going to be avoiding that regardless, so it's not something that either one of our runners are going to be missing here.
No, but traiLZ will be able to check out what's on the other side of Saria, too, since we do have...
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly which caves we're missing at this point. I think we're missing Medicine Cave, Trophy Cave. There might be... Have we seen Magic Container Cave as well?
I'd rather... Animus might know. He's our amazing...
Sparkles with the first gem placement at just shy of 11.5 minutes into the seed here. Magic 4, Fairy still 48. It's important for Sparkles, but it's not important overall, as we know. Once Sparkles just heads south, he'll be able to get that magic key.
Max, once you get to the first room, you can see windows in. There's they have 2 different types of windows. If it's crossbars, so up and down and left to right bars, it's a P3, and if it's just straight up and down, I believe it's... Mariah can correct me if...
Yeah, P6 looks like jail bars. And the other, yeah, and the one that's not jail bars is P3, so. Yeah, you've either got jail bars or 6 sections in the window. But traiLZ does find the boots there in Trophy Cave, I believe is what that was, and he's finding P6 as well here on the other side of the west that we didn't access just yet. However, the River Canyon on the east is also going to be completely negated in terms of its requirement of having to walk around the biome and use caves and bridges and whatnot, because we're just going to be able to walk up and down the river with those boots.
Ooh, another 500 P bag for...
I think we're still missing one cave over here. Here's our magic container cave. Maybe we're missing two. Maybe we're still missing medicine and magic container. And traiLZ doesn't know that the glove, there's no hint for the glove in 2. We just happen to see it on Sparkles' side. I imagine that traiLZ will probably be in there soon enough at some point, although he does have access to the east, so maybe we'll see him just go east instead of jumping to more palaces.
It all depends on if he thinks that glove is somewhere easily accessible.
I don't know if that was a death on purpose on Sparkles' side. I did see him swinging, but I don't know if he had enough magic to get through the door here. So it could have been a death on purpose just to get the magic back to be able to cast Fairy. Never mind, he's got a key in his pocket, so I'm going to say that wasn't a death that was on purpose. Although he's about to hit another door here, so I don't know if he's got another key. He does not.
Nope, he'll have to use a good old...
Yeah, he knows this is the flute here in 3, but he doesn't know of 3-Eyed Rock just yet, but there's no reason to skip the flute when you don't have any knowledge of the East. It's going to be here. It's going to be a quick pickup. He just needs to take another death. He should have another life, I believe.
I haven't been counting, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I just saw the one death that he took. It's only like 3 or 4 rooms in it. Oh, he's going to get... Oh, it's not enough for a magic level, though. No, just shy of attack 4 as well. He might just try... Oh, this is a glove block in P3, so traiLZ wouldn't even have been able to go any further than this. That's good he dipped out of here after just getting the flute.
traiLZ finding a lot of exploring over here. Headed back towards P6 and going to dip.
Yeah, having 2 available. See, I don't know. He's already down here, so 6 is something that might just be worth doing at this point. It's kind of out of the way. Although without the glove, he might be tempted to dip in. If he finds Barba soon enough, he might be tempted to then go back in and try to look for the item, which might not be useful at all. We have a lot of useful items already in our pocket. Hammer, boots, flute, magic key. The glove is in 2. So we have all of that knowledge. The only thing that might be in here is maybe the child for something, but we know where Thunder's at. We don't know where Reflect is at as far as I know. So maybe it's child, Reflect. Maybe the child is in here. That would be the play. Otherwise, I don't exactly know what he might find in here that's of use, unless maybe a magic container or something. I think if he had the knowledge of the glove, though, in 2, that if he found Barba, he would just be out of here very quickly if he didn't find the item at that point.
Something that would actually be a bit of a benefit for him, actually, is if he does run into a glove block, because that would kind of force him out. And
that's very true. You're just hoping that in P6 you don't see the glove block too far in. You hope that you see the glove block earlier, so you're not busy digging out, 20 rooms, and then you're like, oh, well, I guess Barba's glove blocked.
Over on Sparkle's side, we see him facing off against Rebo. He has to be careful, because he is... And that's what happens when you're low on health.
Yeah, it didn't look like he got the corner strat exactly where he wanted it here. You put Revenak in the corner, and you can just... you can downstab his head on the horse all day long, but once he comes off the horse, you can't downstab his head anywhere except the far left corner here. Still not really sure. I think at this stage of the game's history, I'm not really sure if we know if that's on purpose or an oversight in programming. I don't know, but it does make Revenak a whole lot easier than having to fight him at lower levels, just like he's showing us now here.
No one puts Rebo in. And
All right,
like that, Sparkle takes...
Yeah, that's going to be 2 gems in, 2 gems down for Sparkles here, just shy of 17 and a half minutes in. So 6 minutes between the last gem placement and this one. He's cruising along here. He just needs to go south at this point. Hopefully he takes one of those pass-through caves. Or I guess I'm not 100% sure if traiLZ took a pass-through cave or if he just found a little land bridge that went south. I don't know. But either way, we do know there's a way to get south. And it seems like we have several ways to do that.
Ooh, Trail's having a painful room with 2 dudes.
Yeah, that's never a lot of fun. You're always running those. Doom Knockers are only going to be a Palace 3, 4, or 6 enemy here. So you always kind of fear if you're going into these particular palaces at a lower level that Doom Knockers could be in there, and there could be a whole bunch of them chained together, which of course is annoying to have to fight. But downstab does make them could be easier to get by. Doesn't mean that they don't hurt though if you happen to body them or get hit by their mace.
I think Trail's just found a loop down below, so trying this path up.
Yeah, I think Sparkles has got it here. It's Fairy Cave, Jump Cave. Both look like they pass straight down south to the lower half. Although he might be on a side that Trails wasn't on at first. I don't exactly know where all these pass-throughs end up. We're about to find out, though. And here's Barba for Trails. So boss accessible. We'll see if he comes back in for the item after this. He doesn't have enough.
Let's see how tanky Barba is on attack.
Oh yeah, attack 3 Barba. But also here's our Medicine Cave, kind of hiding over here. Again, I don't think Trails found Medicine Cave, so we'll see what's in here. Again,
what are you trying to say, that Trails doesn't have enough?
He doesn't have enough magic to cast fairies, so either he should. I think he's got an extra life though. He might have a key in his pocket. Oh, he has the any key cemetery. That's why he can get to the door, and he doesn't have to rely on having to cast.
Exactly. See, Mariah, I knew you were a genius.
I'm so stuck on Sparkle still not having the key that I keep forgetting that Trails has the key. All right, so there's the 6th magic container between our 2 runners. Each of them having a different magic container, I believe.
Yeah, because I don't remember Trails being in Medicine Cave at all.
No, I think this is our last missing cave that we hadn't seen on the east and on the west at this point.
You got Chroma said you just pulled a Chroma. Brain one.
For forgetting that someone had the magic key? I blame my delicious dinner as Trails gets Barba down.
What was your delicious dinner?
Well, that's a secret, but it had meat and vegetables.
Oh, then it's a very delicious dinner. As long as the meat was cooked properly.
It was. Going to be getting jumped for Sparkles over here on the right. He's exploring the same stuff that Trails has seen at this point. We know that the boots are in Trophy Cave and the magic key is in Heart Container Cave. So those are going to be over on the west side here as he eventually finds those.
And Trails did not go back in. He is going back to P3. He will find the glove block, but
yeah, that's right. He will find that glove block. Man, that's tough because that's just one room in beyond where he's already seen. And so he'll be out of here and probably into 2.
That will hopefully force him over to P2, dip into P2, find that gloves, and then be like, oh shit, I can clear P3 like that.
Yeah, some people get spooked when they see the one glove block or something. They're thinking that I'm going to stay outside of palaces all of this time and try to find the glove on the outside. But that's definitely not any sort of indicator that the glove is outside, as we're seeing here. We've got a glove block in 3 on our way to Rebanak, but we know that the glove is in 2 in the neighboring palace. So don't let that deter you.
Animus pointing out that Sparkles never picked up the flute.
Oh, wow. Well, he has the hint, so he just needs to walk around a little bit on the east there, and he'll probably be back into 3. He saw the item room, so that's interesting. Trail's immediately identifying that glove block there. He's going to double check that this elevator is definitely just the item room, and then he'll probably be out of here. And he will be out of here. I don't know why he wouldn't be out of here, but
in Max Rando or in Rando, you cannot assume that 4, 5, and 6 is blocked if E3 has a glove block, because our rooms are randomized.
Yeah, glove and fairy blocks are going to be completely random with this flag set. There is one flag that will force blocky rooms to only stay in their vanilla palaces. So something like P1 is not glove blocked or fairy blocked in vanilla, and so if you have that flag, if you have the have the flag that adjusts this, if you have it changed, then you're not going to have any sort of glove or fairy blocks in P1.
Sparkles picked up his any key, and Mariah. I was gonna say Mariah is in the dungeon where he needs to be, but we know traiLZ is in the dungeon he needs to be.
Yeah, he's going to be happy to see that glove. After seeing that glove block, you do get a little worried that, like, oh no, how many more palaces are going to be glove blocked along the way? But finding that early on, that's quite a relief.
And Muck, the glove is in P2.
And we do know that, it doesn't matter for traiLZ. He does have the key, but he's about to see this glove block room to the left. He knows it's a glove block room. He's probably just going to head right. And we know that's the way to what's his name? Helmet Ed.
Rebo. Oh, yeah. I'm thinking P3. Sorry. I'm starting to enter my food coma from the food I scarfed right when I was trying to set up. So we are down to the final 4 runners in this amazing tournament already. Every runner has been great. We've had some newcomers, newer comers. Para did an amazing job making it very far. We have Sparkles, traiLZ, good old Mariah. Yeah. Actually, we're down to our final 3, right? Or am I missing something?
No, this Sparkles, traiLZ, myself, and Animus.
Oh, yeah, and then our good old commentator, yeah. Sorry, Animus.
It's going to be the boots for Sparkles there. Sparkles has already seen the east, at least for a brief moment, so he knows that it's a river canyon, and he knows that those boots are going to come in super handy. And hopefully he sees that 3-eyed rock soon enough. It doesn't sound like 3-eyed rock was too far in, because apparently traiLZ saw it on his side. I didn't catch it when he was over there for just a moment, but apparently the chat caught it, and hopefully Sparkles sees that the moment he's over there. He'll head back into P3 to get that flute.
Hey, this looks like a very familiar dungeon for traiLZ.
Yeah, triple dip into a palace never feels good, but at least he didn't have to go too far.
And if Rebo is not too far after the glove block, if I remember correct.
Yeah, I think it's pretty much a straight shot to Rebo. And if it's not, P3 is not that big of a palace, so it won't be hard for traiLZ to find the boss.
No, it's actually been really good. traiLZ has caught up dungeon-wise, is actually tied up dungeon-wise, knows where Rebo is, so I would give him the slight advantage right now. Sparkles does not have the flu, and P6 is decent.
Yeah, we saw some gambles from Sparkles in earlier races where I don't know if he felt he needed to make that gamble or if he just wanted to make the gamble, but something like I can remember him skipping the item in P1. P1 being our smallest palace is very easy to find the item out of, and I don't think he had the glove at that point in time, so it was quite a gamble. It paid off for him, but that's probably why we didn't pick up the item in 6. I mean in 3, the flute in 3 there.
Flute is... We don't know if the flute's 100% required yet.
We do. We have a 3-eyed rock on the east.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I forgot about that 3-eyed rock. I was thinking River Devil. We haven't seen the River.
It's probably going to be the irrelevant devil here on our River Canyon East.
Don't tell Krista that.
I will not.
We need to add a flag to Z2R that can make it to where River Devil is.
You cut out right as you were saying River Devil is, and then that was that.
Required.
In that case, you'd probably have to throw him in the Valley of Death. But then again, that would be hard to require him in something like a Max Rando seed where there's less... if you have like a less than 6 gem seed to do.
I'm going to try resetting my internet real quick. Do you mind single commentator?
I do mind Cemetery. You're not allowed to do anything. You have to sit in this booth with me. I don't think I have a choice.
Hey, Animus, want to come and commentate for a few?
I can handle a little solo commentary. It's fine. I've done it once or twice. Rebenak down for traiLZ there. 27 minutes, just shy of 28. We keep using that phrase, just shy. These runners just keep placing the gems just shy of the turn of a minute here. So we'll say 28. We'll round up and say 28 minutes in. Third palace, third gem down for traiLZ as Sparkles is looking for Barba. We know Barba is accessible with or without the glove. Hopefully, though, if there is something that drags Sparkles in a different direction, that it's not like a glove block or something, because he might get sucked in that direction and be allowed to go in that direction. Whereas traiLZ not having the glove when he was in here, he wouldn't have been able to. He wouldn't have been allowed to go in that direction without the glove. If that makes sense, calling back to when traiLZ was in here. Yeah, combat definitely. I mean, Animus, we have a game 3. Are we allowed to hang out and be cordial?
Yes. Because I'm going to try and make it to where I can roll that seed for game.
That's fine.
I think I actually rolled your guys' first 2 as well.
I was going to make a comment on what Elendar was saying in chat. Combat wise, traiLZ definitely has the edge here. A seasoned veteran of Z2 and Z2R, so his combat is supreme. And Sparkles, I don't want to call Sparkles a newer runner anymore. He's been doing this for a little bit now, but we constantly keep referring back to Sparkles as one of like the most improved runners of Z2R that we've seen probably in like the last year or so. So Sparkles has improved a good bit, but traiLZ definitely still has the combat advantage. And so I think we're seeing that overall as traiLZ has had to do some things, a few dips into palaces here, but is still in the lead overall.
Can I say how funny it looks to watch a fairy grab a magic container and then just disappear into what is lava that we can't see because we...
Did I miss that? What happened there? Did I miss that? I saw a water tile cross grab.
traiLZ had gone in and grabbed the magic jar, and then dipped into, or did a lava bath just to get out of the cave.
Oh, and in Medicine Cave there?
Yeah.
Okay. And there's Barba down for Sparkles. Attack 4. I don't know if Attack 4 was doing any better than Attack 3. Then again, I wasn't watching how many hits he was getting in each cycle, but it probably took about the same amount of time as traiLZ did at 3.
Yeah. So both are runners with 3 dungeons down. Almost exact same items minus the flute. So runners are close to the same.
Yeah, I didn't see what we picked up in the brewer there. I'm going to guess that was... I'm guessing it was Reflect. I don't think traiLZ would go in for Shield. But I'm not 100% sure, so...
Ooh, here's a lovely...
Oh, it was spell. Okay. That kind of makes sense. I wonder what he's hoping or thinking he might find in Spell Tower at this point. I don't know. Might just be a safety. Maybe he's concerned that Thunder might be expensive. Maybe there's going to be a magic container in there.
Medicine?
Medicine is East. Duh. Yep, absolutely. So that's I would get the spell as well if I could remember the logic of the seed myself.
So speaking of being cordial with your Game 3 opponent, when are we likely to get a Game 3 between?
That is currently in a sealed document at this point in time, and they cannot reveal that public on stream.
Well, as the other 2 races, I hope it's very good, very close, and as evil as I can.
I cannot comment any further on Game 3. I wonder if we're going to see the desert tile before we see anything. We didn't see it on traiLZ side. We just saw that water tile. It's just the cross on the water tile there.
Yes, the guards can easily fall into the lava. They're not very...
Also checking for forest tiles here, as we might have a forest tile blocked Nukasudo.
Hey, look, we have our ever so useless River Devil on Sparkles.
He gets a day off. This is his day off. Into Old Kasudo, just going to grab the spell. We'll see what it is as the old man speaks. It is going to be Shield.
And here we have Guma over on traiLZ.
Yeah, Life 6, if it's doing really well, it might not be a one-shot at this point with only 3 hearts remaining. If Life is doing kind of mediocre or bad, it's probably going to be over 3 heart containers per hit at Life 6 still, maybe.
This is a very hardy.
I was going to say, if you just don't get hit, okay. That's a true commentator's curse right there. I was going to say, if you just don't get hit, you don't have to worry about losing any life.
Mariah, we're going to need you to refrain from talking during boss.
I refuse, and the audience loves it.
Oh yeah, audience loves commentator curse.
So we reflect here in Darunia. We don't have a child yet. We are without child, so we're going to be looking for that. We'll see the hint soon enough on Sparkles' side. He says getting upstab. I don't think we've seen Palace 4 just yet. Both of our runners have seen 5 here on the north side of the east, but
we haven't seen Maze Island.
No, we haven't seen Maze Island either. Yeah, so we've got Three-Eyed Rock, Death Valley. Those palaces still, we don't know what those are. And of course, wherever Maze Island is. And I didn't see the hint as I was watching Guma get killed.
Well, that is a nice clean kill for Guma this time. No commentator's curse.
Apparently, we've got a child in Death Mountain today.
How the hell did he get up?
I don't know how people lose their children in Death Mountain.
Might be intentional.
It might be intentional. So 5 magic containers, enough to get into the basement. We'll see if we've got not the medicine here. Do we have spell on Sparkles' side? I don't think we do. It doesn't look like he's got it on his tracker, his own personal tracker that we can see. So if he doesn't have spell, he's not going to be checking the spell tower as he is out of New Kasudo.
Which one's spell on that track?
He doesn't have it marked, but it's going to be under the first town on the right column.
Oh, okay. Oh, because it's where, it goes. I don't know. That's a weird tracker to me anyway.
Well, no medicine on the desert tile there as Sparkle's seeing that Three-Eyed Rock. And we're going to get to see what's underneath it on traiLZ side in just a moment. We're also missing both item caves, if I'm not mistaken, both sunken and risen caves, as Sparkles is looking through some of these.
So that is a very, very bright P4 or P1. P1.
Speaking of item caves, speaking of Death Mountain, wow, okay, we're everywhere at this point. We found Death Mountain access on Sparkles' side, and we're in Sunken P-Bag Cave on traiLZ side. And there's our raft. Our raft goes to Death Mountain. And our child buried under the rock today. Interestingly enough, it does look like the evidence is pointing toward on purpose, intentional.
Parent?
Yes. Yeah, so we've got 2 locations left for the medicine on the east here. It's going to be Risen P-Bag Cave, if I'm not mistaken, if we haven't seen it yet, or the Spell Tower.
Well, we have Sparkles going back into P3. They're going to go pick up that.
Yeah, so that was a cave that led us to the east and a cave that leads us to Death Mountain. And so we've got the raft that goes east to Death Mountain. We're looking for the Maze Island Bridge. Is that correct? Or was it Maze Island Bridge to DM and we're looking for another cave?
We're looking for a cave that goes to
Okay, so that might still be on the east if we haven't poked our head in every single cave, or it might be buried in Death Mountain somewhere, and that's going to be our connection to Maze Island today.
We're about to get Spell Tower. This is something new to us because Sparkles did not have Spell to check.
Yeah, Animus was saying that he hadn't seen a brew yet, so that's why he didn't have the spell. And well,
and there's the medicine.
Yeah, Trails.
So while Trail.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say Trails has the medicine, not the child, and Sparkles has the child. Not.
Yeah, that's interesting. We still don't know where P4 is at though, so Trail's probably going to find Darunia in just a moment. I think it was just a little west, sort of like west-northwest of where he's at now. So he'll make his way back up over there, see Darunia, see Reflect, probably go in for the hint. And he still has to find Death Mountain, but it was not hidden as far as I know. Maze Island Bridge sticks out like a sore thumb. Oh, Darunia is just north of where he's at. Okay.
There he knows that child is now required, but he did not get the hint of where the child.
Yeah, he might be just looking for Risen P-Bag Cave to just do a quick check into a cave before going in 3 screens to get a hint and have the woman say, child is on the east. And it's like, oh, you've got to be kidding me. It's the last place that I've got left on the east.
And or having shield for us.
Yeah. No, I was going to say, or he could be looking, oh, well, there's our cave. He could be looking for fire.
We got fire as our first town.
Oh, did we? Did we picked up fire? Did we get any fire checks?
We didn't pick up. I don't think we picked up fire, but we just saw that fire was available.
Oh, was it Rudo or something? Because we saw Raru Fairy and Saria was jump. So it was, I guess it was behind it was Trophy.
Raru.
Yeah. Okay. So he's probably just looking for. He's probably just looking for Risen P-Bag Cave before going in there. But now he's on Maze Island, so maybe he'll be looking for the child over here, hoping that one of these 2 items is it. We know it is not.
As Animus pointed out, Trophy is required for fire. And we have actually not seen the trophy either. You might find it here on Maze.
Yeah, there's plenty of locations left for that trophy to be, and I don't think we're going to see a turn-in for the trophy just for the fire spell this late in the game. So first item...
We're not going to have Fire Thunder spam?
Yeah, we don't really know what it is. We didn't get any... We didn't see it in reverse just yet, so it could be... I mean, I don't know if we saw a stab after casting spell. It could be Fire Reflect, but again, I think we're going to see a turn-in for the child, at least on both of our runner sides, instead of trying to get the trophy for fire and hoping that it's Reflect.
Now are very bright.
Oh yeah, this is P4 here under 3-Eyed Rock, and so with Reflect, that's why Trails. I was gonna say when you had, there's our P1 on Maze Island. Okay. I wasn't sure why Trails didn't do the palace that was under 3-Eyed Rock, but that makes sense because it was P4.
Yeah, so 3-Eyed Rock is a set of 3 rocks that you have to play the flute, have to have the flute and play it to get the dungeon to appear, or sometimes in some of these randos, it can be a town.
Yeah, and this flag set that we're using for the tournament, it is always going to be a palace if we do see it. Whether we see it or not is random, but if we do see it, it's definitely going to be a palace. We have an extremely quick Karok.
Yeah.
And I don't think he's going to dig out the item at this point. Again, I don't think Sparkles needs anything from here. He needs the spell.
He needs the medicine.
Yeah, I mean, he knows it's not in here, though. He knows that's just east, so he's probably not going to stick around in P4 just to try to find some random item.
And here is horse. And there, 2 swings that attack.
Hashtag buff the horse.
True. It needs to be as strong as. Can you imagine walking in thinking, "Oh, this is going to be a cakewalk. Take 1 damage and instant die." It's like, what the?
I think Horsehead should be like Dark Link, where it always takes 8 hits no matter what. Just to make the boss fight last a few seconds at least.
Stars in chat.
Quick,
Probably
quick.
should stop talking. Actually, the seed has been fairly nice to our runners. The other item on Maze Island, by the way, is just a magic container while traiLZ finding in P1 being the...
Yeah, so again, he's probably just kind of looking around, hoping to just stumble upon the child. But yeah, we know that it is in Death Mountain. He hasn't seen it yet, as far as I know. Could be wrong on that, but even if he did see it, it's not normally the first thing you're just going to jump into.
Everyone's say hi to Star that's in chat. They're another one of our common restreamers for Z2 and Common. They're more known, or they're known to make more evil seeds than I even.
You know, if I ever became a restreamer, I would just want to be the person that rolls the kind seeds. Nice gift package.
The amount of the race.
A nice gift package for the runners to just have some fun with and not have to worry about being led down a hallway full of broken glass that is currently on fire while you're wearing no footwear. People would want me because people would want me to roll their seeds. They'd be like, Mariah, can you please roll me something good? All I've been getting are dumpster fires from everyone else. I'm like, for show, my man. I got you.
I mean, the 1 or 2 times I've seen Animus roll, they haven't been horrible.
And he is Level Engine has banned Animus from rolling seeds, by the way.
Actually, I will say traiLZ almost threatened to ban Baseball and I from working together during the last Ocarina of Time tournament because all our seeds were taking forever and a day to roll.
I will just point out real fast before we get away from it, traiLZ with the swag jump to the top of the roof to jump into the chimney there on upstab in Darunia here.
So he wins by default for swag.
Well, it's a little early to call it, you know,
he wins decided by swag battle.
Points. If it comes down to it, he's currently in the lead with swag points, but we'll see if maybe Sparkles can pull out some tricks that we've not seen before.
And by the way, Sarias actually does not roll the truly evil seeds. That I think goes to Void. They're a legend with their horrible evil seed.
I don't know. Have we seen? Am I wrong in this that we have not seen Three-Eyed Rock? I mean, not Three-Eyed. Risen Peabag Cave yet?
No, but traiLZ is in the right area to find his child.
Yeah, he's not going to have too much time. He's just got to go to the bottom of this thing. He'll see the rock over there. That'll be his first check. That's the only check he needs. Speaking of Risen Peabag Cave, Sparkles has found it.
And then he's going to go turn that in. He knows where P4 is. And hey, that means we actually have a vanilla location for...
Yeah, GP is going to be in the volcano today.
Sparkles is not hurting for magic.
No, he is set up very nicely. Again, we don't know the cost of Thunder at this point. We haven't had any medicine turn-ins. Sparkles doesn't have the spell to get to the spell tower to get the medicine, but traiLZ does have that medicine. We'll see that turn-in fairly shortly. He's going to go turn in the Child for Reflect, go to the Palace under Three-Eyed Rock, and then go back to the west to go get his Thunder spell. But if it's very expensive, this could affect some. Oh, never mind. traiLZ has 7 containers as well. Why did I think he had less than that? Never mind.
Because we've been focusing on...
Anyway, whether it's expensive or not, it doesn't really matter because both of the runners have 112 magic, so who cares?
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to be a question of if they can cast it. It's just a matter of, and if they could technically cast it.
Yeah, it would have been more of a concern if traiLZ maybe had only 96 magic, 6 magic containers, and so like if Thunder was like 88 magic or something, you would need it almost your entire bar to cast Thunder. Not that big of a deal though with an additional magic container.
Sparkles did pick up his spell. traiLZ getting Reflect, so our runners are neck and neck again. I think if I remember correctly, P4 goes a little bit faster than P5 did. But I might...
Yeah, I don't know what the route was to Karak, but it seemed very, very direct. And so if it's that direct, unless Sparkles made a gamble that was just the right call on a junction, it looks like it was probably a pretty direct route to Karak, and traiLZ will be there very shortly. But I do not remember where Guma was at this point. It didn't seem to take. Yeah, it didn't seem to take too long for traiLZ, but I mean P5 is P5, so again could have been.
traiLZ is going the right way, I believe, for Karak. I do remember that room, Sparkle.
Yeah, and through the triple dripper here as well.
Sparkles might try to find the item here in 5, though, because they're still without the
They're still without the what?
The medicine.
Oh, well, the hint is for the East, so he knows not to be digging palaces for it. He does have the spell now, though, so he's probably going to go back. He's checked everything else as far as I know, so he's going to be going back to the spell tower after this.
And there, by the way, was Karak up and Karak down for traiLZ.
Easy.
So easy, even I could beat.
Well, maybe.
I still have to get past the Iron Knuckles, and I'm still learning.
Exactly.
Jump on that one. When I finally complete my first Z2R seed, then I can finally say, hey, I actually beat it. And here's...
Yeah, Guma was actually pretty direct as well, as long as you just followed the right path, which is kind of a meme, but it seems like both of the runners probably did follow the right path, because it was just up and right at the first elevator there.
At life 7, it's still taking over 3 bars.
Yeah, you know, contrary to popular belief, that ball and chain hits pretty hard. This guy, he's able to throw it very, very... there's a lot of power behind his throw.
And attack 5 does not seem to be doing too much, or that great of damage. Okay, traiLZ has his Thunder, and now we can head over to GP. The Great Equalizer.
Yeah, we'll see what happens here. Sparkle still has to go all the way down into New Kasuto at the very opposite end of this map, and then walk all the way to the end of the town itself, go into the spell tower, grab the medicine, head back to the west, turn it in 3 screens into Mido, and then he'll be back on his way to GP. This is going to give traiLZ a hell of a lead into GP here.
Soft, I'm pointing out that it's 74 magic for Thunder at 6.
That's about right.
No, Sparkle still has to go get Spell Tower, then over and get Thunder, then up to GP, but we also know GP can be truly evil of sorts. And as long as there's plenty of chickens, the person that just commented in chat can be very... everyone give a shout out to Krista, commentary streamer / commentator. They love River Devil and Fiery. And per Krista, Guma is the best babysitter. Also, Krista loves ups.
All of that information pretty much fills out like an OkCupid dating profile there.
Well, I've been trying to help Krista out, you know. I hate my mic at times. I think I need to get a new headset.
So traiLZ, I don't know if he had seen Death Valley when he was on the East the first time. He did take a little bit of extension down south, come back up. Now he's in Death Valley, headed to Great Palace at this point. Quickly fairy feeding through these encounters. Pretty jetty seat overall based on our entry point here is going to be about 54 minutes into GP. That's pretty good.
River Devil is aligned with Krista, so whatever way Krista is in at 53 minutes and 56 seconds, traiLZ enters GP.
I'll say it again, just shy of the 54-minute mark.
That's today's theme, isn't it? That's today's theme, just...
Yes. Pretty busy room here in the beginning. Not necessarily a forced jump cast, but a very convenient usage of it here in this room. Although the second waffle's not too busy. But it is linear off the bat, so we won't see any gambles left and right. We'll have to see how far Thunderbird is in and then where the branches begin to take us, or vice versa. Maybe the branches start before Thunderbird, and we'll have to make some gambles and guesses before that point.
Well, here's our...
I always like to see a multi-level elevator.
That is one terribly long elevator.
And you got to think that when you take the total room count of the palace into account here, it's, all of those, every single one of those elevator rooms counts as a room, even though there's really nothing there. So, you can have a 40-something room palace, but if 8 of those rooms are just like elevator rooms, well, that's a fifth of the palace or so. A sixth of the palace, just nothing, absolutely nothing. Ooh, this is a blue bird that does not want to let traiLZ get up into this waffle here. As Sparkles is behind him on his way into Death Valley right now, making his way through, looking to probably enter about 57 minutes or so if he gets through these with fairy feet very quickly. Well, we have at that junction, we've got just hold left and we've got an up and left. So I wonder if Sparkles goes up and left, if that's going to potentially be the answer at this point. We have another junction here, though, for traiLZ.
So many junctions. But this means a lot of junctions, so there might be a lot less after T-Bird.
It's possible. We've only seen about 5-6 rooms at this point. So, I guess we've seen about 10 with those elevators. So, yeah. Just shy of the 57-minute mark, Sparkles enters into GP there.
Just shy. Today's theme, just shy. Animus informing us it was a 2-minute and 35-second difference going in here into GP.
Yeah, pretty fast seat overall. traiLZ, again, getting caught up a little bit in the beginning on those in P3 there, high fairy cast cost, and no glove when he saw it the second time there was a glove lock in 3. But other than that, it's been smooth sailing for the most part. Gambled a little bit on the child, didn't get the hint, but did eventually find it in Spec Rock there in Death Mountain. And probably could have been here maybe a little bit quicker had those things not happened to him, but overall, very jetty seed regardless. All right, so here we'll see if Sparkles wants to go up and left in this very tall elevator. Maybe he's going to be too lazy to head all the way back down. He might be. It is an upstab block. Both of runners having upstab, though.
This is a very busy room that traiLZ is in.
Oh, no. Okay. Well, we have a dead end on traiLZ's side, and so he only had one. He had one other option in the Jackamus room or the statue head room. He could have gone down and left and right, or he's got this other option where Sparkles is showing us right now. And we do have an elevator down here in this paperclip room for Sparkles.
Means a lot, or additional option.
It also could mean right into Thunderbird at this point. Oh.
It is not.
Oh.
Means another.
This is interesting.
Is this loop around back to where traiLZ saw? Or is this just a similar room?
I actually don't know what was on the other side of that emoji room. I don't remember what he saw. So it could be. But then again, the palaces, they're going to have like a palace pool of rooms. And a lot of the rooms will be reused at some point. So it could just be a copy.
It was a reused room.
Okay.
They didn't have the same enemy.
Wow, more choices on both of our runner sides here. Both of them showing us different areas of GP that we have not seen yet. The magic key makes this room that Sparkles is in not that scary. It is the double glove lock room with a key door in the middle, which requires a key. No ferrying through the door. Uh-oh, looks like a loop. No, I'm sorry. Not a loop on Sparkles' side.
Ooh, those fireballs being a pain.
So life,
our life
did you see
spell
that?
restores 2.
It restores 1. He cast it twice.
Oh, he cast it twice is what
Yeah.
happened? Ooh, that is a very painful, very helpful.
Yeah, so this is the loop for Sparkles here.
Shout out to, it's our 1 hour mark, so shout out Mirai for being an amazing commentator when I'm cutting out, Animist for tracking, and our 2 amazing runners, traiLZ and Sparkles, who are in a very, very close race, both in GP, both working on trying to take game 1 of the competition.
Yeah, and they are both in completely different areas of GP. Although Sparkles is headed backwards, he did leave 1 junction behind him, which could have been the answer. But as traiLZ walks in here,
finds
traiLZ showing us that he did pick the right way here. We did see a lot of Palace at this point, so Darklink is not going to be that far behind Thunderbird. He doesn't know that though. He doesn't know that there was a whole bunch of stuff where he hasn't gone yet.
Now let's see how good he is with maintaining the pendulum.
He can't get hit here, but I'm pretty sure he's got another life in reserve. Now, to be fair, I don't know if any of these other junctions that Sparkles is seeing is maybe left behind at this point. He might go left here in the ferry room. He is. I don't know if this loops around to somewhere closer to where Thunderbird is accessible. Although, never mind, he's not going to go left here. Never mind, he's coming back down to go left here.
Can you make up your mind, Mariah?
I'm just I'm rolling off whatever the runners are showing me here. As you do have a Thunderbird
we
down.
see the nice clean kill there. 1 life container left.
Oh, wow.
And right behind Thunderbird is Darklink.
Well, that is going to be a GG for traiLZ here in race 1, I would imagine. Again, he's got 1 hit remaining if he gets hit by Darklink, but I'm pretty sure he's got other lives in reserve, so it's not going to be a game over here, even if he takes a death.
Just a few more pokes, since it always takes 8 to take down.
And traiLZ is going
And
to be
there we go.
traiLZ is going to be the first one to take game 1 here of this 3-game series between these two runners.
Oh, and we do have traiLZ going to join us for GG Trail.
Hey, thank you, man. How's it going?
Pretty good. And yourself?
Pretty good. What happened from the top down? Was it a close one? I know this is a jet seed.
Yeah, it's fairly close. Sparkles is still running, but they're in GP. About 2.5 minute difference. When you both first entered, you were ahead, but you took that up an A in there. That gave them a little time to check out other directions that you.
It was a pretty rough GP, and I think the main reason why there was such a massive time differential was because I jumped over a lot of enemies in the middle of the game, and in turn my levels weren't really all that.
What did you end up finishing at? I actually wasn't paying attention to that.
5, 6, 7.
Okay, Sparkles is walking in with the same levels. But, I mean, your execution is likely better overall for a lot of these fights leading up to this point. Like,
yeah.
You did Barba at Attack 3, and I don't know if Attack 3 and Attack 4 felt the same for you, but Sparkles did Barba at Attack 4, and it took about the same time, but just that's, comes down to simple execution. More hits on your cycles versus his.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. What was I going to say? Yeah, this is a this is a jet seed, man. This is the definition of a jet seed. I made a couple mistakes. If I would have went into Darunia the first time I found it, and then went in and looked for the spell hint, it would have saved me probably 5 minutes, because I did all that Maze Island and I dug out the Edmund one. The Edmund one I pretty much found immediately, though. It was pretty quick, but it would have saved me all the Maze Island digging.
Yeah, I figured that you saw reflectors in Darunia and that you were just going to kind of gamble. You had not a bunch, but you had several locations left on the east. You had Maze Island items, you had Death Mountain items and stuff. There was a lot of stuff that was just kind of sitting out there, and we figured that you were probably just gambling on running across the child sooner or later.
Yeah, that was the hope, but it doesn't usually always work out that way. At least it was on Death Mountain, and it was super free to get to.
Yeah, Sparkles had shown us the hint, and we knew it was in Death Mountain, and so he was the first one into Death Mountain, and he found Spec Rock. So we knew it was very easily accessible. It really wasn't going to be too hidden for you to find. Like if it was in Hammer Cave or something, we don't know where Hammer Cave was, so if it would have been hidden at that point, it would have been a little bit longer to dig into.
Yeah, that would have been a total pain in the butt. Man, this seed was really free, man. The Great Palace is a little... I don't know. Did he go up the elevator and left first? Because I saw that.
Yes. He went up and over, and it just sent him through a hole.
Yeah, that's what I figured. It looked like bait, so I was like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, the palace was absolutely split between, like the size of the palace was split between that junction right there, the up and left, and then the other directions you took, because he showed us a ton of stuff over there, as you could probably tell, because Darklink was right behind Thunderbird.
Yeah, I was kind of confused why he hadn't finished it, because I did an attack for Guma. I did low level Barba. I had to triple dip Palace 3. I felt like I made a lot of goofy mistakes. But and the glove was right there free in P2.
Yeah, that was something we were noting, costing a little bit of time, because Sparkles was the one who was kind of looking around on the outside. No, he went into P2. I'm sorry, he went into P2 first, and he saw the glove that was completely free in the wide open item room. And so when he did 3, he did have the hint for the flute, but he had to go back. When he was in there, he didn't have the magic key yet, and neither did you. But you at least dug the item out of 3. Did you have the hint for the flute in 3?
I did not. I just
okay.
As soon as I got the fairy spell, I went in there and I was looking to just place a gem really quick and maybe get an item. But I could only get 1 cast per life, and it was really I was on my last life when I was in the item room, so I was able to get the item. And then it was glove blocked anyway, one door to the left, and I didn't have the glove yet. So I came back in after doing a little bit of running around, and then I found out that the glove was required in there, and I was like, man, so I got to come back a third time.
Yeah, we saw that on Sparkles' side as he skipped the item room. He had the hint that P3 was the flute from King's Tomb, I believe is where that was, if I'm not mistaken. But then he had the glove when he was in there, so he skipped the item and just kept cruising to the left. And we saw the glove block, and I was thinking, I believe I said it, that you couldn't even have done P3 had you stuck around here because you didn't have the glove when you were in the first time. Then you came back in without the glove still, and I was like, oh no, this is he's going to be turned out of here, and he's going to have to just go into P2 after this.
Yeah, and when I found the glove so easily in Palace 2, I felt really behind. I felt like, oh man, if he would have done this first and then went to P3, then I'm toast, you know? And that Barba fight took forever. I made it to Barba in my last life, too. That's why my Barba fight at the very beginning was very slow, and, like, I was, like, only getting, like, a couple hits per cycle because I was on my last life, and it was a little bit of a walk to get there. And, you know, I had a pretty sketchy Iguma fight, too.
We are now seeing Sparkles taking on T-Bird, and as we know from your run, right behind it is Dark Link. So not too far behind you, but very close race.
Yeah, I mean, what is that? 6 minutes. So about 7 minutes. That's not too bad.
GP was their down.
But also 7 minutes is quite a bit of time. But hey guys, I'm gonna go because my girlfriend's in bed waiting for me. So have a good night. And looks like Sparkles is getting ready to GG. GG Sparkles. Catch y'all later.
GG again, traiLZ, and we look forward to game.
Yeah, so do I. Later, guys.
So Sparkles will be finishing up here, just over 70 minutes to.
If only I could count that high.
And that's going to be it. GG for Sparkles here. 70 minutes and some change. Joining us for an interview. Welcome.
GG Spark. And you might be muted without you realizing yourself.
There I am.
GG.
How you guys doing?
Doing all right. Watching some Z2R from the commentary booth.
How far behind was I to get into GP? That's what I'm really interested in.
2.5 minutes.
Oh, that's not so bad.
Then you found the loop of death. Just the loop and the same. But you guys were neck and neck for the most part. You got different hints in. He got the hint, you got the hint about the flute and the child. traiLZ kind of took a gamble on some of those. But overall, it was
Yeah, I took a gamble to see if the flute was actually required, and it was. That probably cost me 2.5 minutes right there. Going back, it wasn't a huge loss, but because it was kind of close to start, but it was kind of a loss. Other than that, that was a pretty good run.
You took traiLZ was able to find a little bit quicker, but was the medicine that was required for.
Yeah, I think I last location that, but it was like the last possible place it could have been.
Yeah, he had seen Naburu, I think, before you did. So he had the spell before seeing Nukasudo. You didn't have the spell when you walked into Nukasudo. You were just able to access the basement and get the life spell out of there, and then you were out of there. And you still had some other, I think you still had the desert tile, and you still had both the item caves left to find the medicine. So there were still some options out there, but as traiLZ has shown us.
I had gotten the all of those. Those were all filled in on my tracker.
Well, the first time you hit Nukasudo, you didn't clear out the spell tower, though. So could you not cast spell at that point?
No, I couldn't cast it. I skipped spell because I didn't think I was gambling wasn't required, and I cleared out every location and then went, well, there's only one location left. I got to pick up spell on my way up to Palace 5.
Yeah, so having to make that trip way back down to the south side of the continent, like the absolute opposite end of the continent, and then walk in 3 screens to get the spell, to get to the spell tower, get the medicine, then go back to the west, 3 screens into Mito to get Thunder, and then back to the east to do Death Valley. A lot of time there. I mean, you both had to do it, but traiLZ did have the spell when he walked into New Kasuto the first time.
Well, I feel pretty good about that. The trails came in first, but getting into GP at that time, I felt very competitive at that moment, and I was just glad to be there at that moment.
You both did great in this race. It was a jet seed, which is very rare for me to roll. But you both did great. We're definitely looking forward to match 2 between you and.
I think I don't know. Maybe tomorrow I'll have to chat trails to see if we can just do this tomorrow and keep it rolling. Let's see. Well, thank you guys for commentary.
It was a pleasure to commentate this great race. Shout out again to our amazing runners, Sparkles and traiLZ. We will see them again in game 2. Thank you again, Mariah, for joining me on commentary on such short notice.
Mm-hmm.
And he already went poof, but thank you, Animus, for tracking for us today. If you are wanting to see more Zelda 2 action, tomorrow night at 9 p.m., they have the All Keys Tournament Swiss Round 3 match of Eunice versus Lord of Ultima. Or we might have our weekly for Zelda 2 randomizer at 10 p.m. Eastern. Other than that, we don't have much on the schedule for tomorrow. Shocking. So with that, we will close it out here. Thank you again, chat, for joining us. Looks like predictions got paid out. So y'all have a wonderful evening.